The realization crept up slowly, not through some seismic event or abrupt fracture, but in the subtle, insidious cues that only make sense when looking back. Her replies came later than usual, her phone now an ever-present shadow, always close at hand. The vibrant chatter that once filled our dinners had faded into a heavy quiet. We used to laugh over small things, her coworkers' odd habits, our plans for the weekend. But recently, sharing a meal felt like sitting across from a stranger. The moment it truly sank in is etched in my memory. We were sprawled on the couch, and I was recounting a frantic day at work. A pipe had burst, the property manager teetering on a breakdown. Her smile was thin, lacking warmth, her gaze far off. That's when I understood her thoughts were elsewhere, despite her being just inches away. Eliza and I had been married for 6 years. Our life was simple, not lavish, but dependable. No fiery romance, but no devastating lows either. I thought that consistency equaled resilience. I was wrong. Everything shifted on a Thursday. I was in our bedroom, sorting through a stack of mail, ordinary bills, nothing out of the norm. She appeared in the doorway, pausing as if searching for the right phrase. Then she said, "We need to have a conversation." I stiffened, my eyes fixed on her. "I've been spending time with someone," she admitted, staring at the floor. "It wasn't intentional." I nodded slowly. "Who?" "A beat. It's Mark." The name hit like a punch. Mark, her old colleague, always cropping up in her texts with their inside jokes. The one she brushed off as no threat. My voice stayed steady. "How long?" 2 months, she confessed. "It hasn't gotten physical. But you want it to." Her silence spoke volumes. I sank onto the edge of the bed, hands on my knees. Anger hadn't kicked in yet, just a cold, numbing sensation, like a dial had been turned down inside me, slowing everything. She took a step closer. "I don't want to end our marriage, Daniel. I'm just adrift." "You still care about me?" I asked. "I do," she said firmly. I looked into her eyes. "You say you care, but your heart's with someone else." Her tone grew taut. I didn't see this coming. "Mark, he pays attention. He understands me." I let the silence linger. "What do you want then?" She sighed deeply. "Time. Room to figure this out for myself, for us." I stood up. "You're asking to try him out while I sit on the bench. That's what this boils down to." She opened her mouth to protest but stopped, caught by the truth. I walked out of the room. Not because I had no words, but because her quiet had already said it all. The next morning, she was gone. No spectacle, no boxes. Just a single suitcase and her beloved navy coat, the one she always tied twice. She didn't say where she was going, but I didn't need to ask. I knew. As I sat at the kitchen table with my coffee, she paused in the doorway. "I'm not sure how long I'll be away," she said. "This isn't farewell, just a break." I didn't respond. She lingered, perhaps hoping for tears or a plea. All she got was the soft clink of my spoon against the mug. Then she left. I waited until her car's engine faded before standing. The silence that followed wasn't soothing. It was as if the house itself was being gutted. I didn't reach out to anyone, didn't post cryptic updates or seek sympathy from friends. Instead, I started cleaning. I took down the hallway mirror she'd chosen, removed the fern she kept in the bathroom. I wasn't enraged, just resolute in reclaiming the space as mine. By midday, I sat at my desk, a blank document open. I named it Steps for Separation. Not out of malice, but for focus. That night her text came. "Hope your day went okay. I'll check in tomorrow." I stared at it, then replied, "Take as long as you need." No questions, no "I miss you." No probing about her whereabouts or company. Deep down, I knew this wasn't a break. It was her testing whether Mark could give her what she thought I couldn't. But she didn't realize I wasn't going to wait while she made her decision. She thought time was on her side. She was mistaken. By the second week, her messages changed. They grew wordier, less like updates and more like confessions. "I've been thinking about us a lot. Being away feels odd. Mark isn't what I expected. I miss our conversations." I read it twice, waiting until morning to reply. "I'm doing all right. Hope you're managing." Brief, distant. That rattled her. Her texts lost their confidence, edged with uncertainty. She asked if I was sleeping okay, if the house felt different, if I'd moved anything around. She even suggested therapy, not for her, but for us. It was like watching someone realize their lifeboat had a hole. I began organizing my life. A colleague, Tom, who'd faced something similar, was quiet but perceptive. He recommended a lawyer, Laura, praising her tact and precision. I emailed her that evening. By the next afternoon, I had a consultation booked. Eliza had no clue. She still thought this was a brief detour, that she could come back and pick up where we left off. But I wasn't on hold. I was moving forward. One evening, she called from an unknown number. I almost didn't pick up. "Hey, it's me," she said softly. "I figured," I replied. "I just wanted to hear you." Silence. Mark. He's not what I thought. He's still temperamental, doesn't really hear me. I thought I was chasing something true, but it feels like a memory I shouldn't have chased. I didn't offer the comfort she wanted. "Some things are better left in the past," I said. She went quiet. "Can we meet and talk?" she asked. "Maybe," I said, "when the time feels right." Then I hung up. 3 weeks after she left, I was in Laura's office, signing papers. She was just as Tom described, thorough, straightforward, no fluff. She reviewed our prenup, explained the terms, and guided me through each step. No vagueness, no theatrics, just the formal end to something already gone. I went to the bank, opened a new account, redirected my salary, and updated the bills still in both our names. Quiet, purposeful steps. Meanwhile, Eliza was unraveling. Her messages turned sentimental. "Remember that beach trip when we got stuck in the rain and stayed up in that cafe all night?" Then another. "I've been writing, trying to figure out what I want. I think I messed up. Mark isn't you." The last one showed reality had hit. "Can we talk? I'd like to come by. No pressure, just to talk." I waited a day, then replied, "Tomorrow 10 a.m. Just to talk." She arrived at 9:57, wearing that same navy coat, her eyes tired, wary, yet hopeful. She glanced around as she stepped inside, as if the house was foreign. I'd rearranged the furniture, painted the walls a softer hue, even swapped out the kitchen lights. "You repainted?" she asked. "Yeah. It feels different now." We sat, no coffee, no hugs, just space and silence. When she spoke, her words felt practiced. I thought I needed to explore, to see what else was out there. But Mark isn't it. He's still self-absorbed, still acts like the world owes him. I get that now. I stayed composed, unmoved. Then I stood, retrieved a folder from a drawer, and set it before her. "What's this?" she asked. Clarity in black and white. She opened it. Divorce papers. Her hands shook. "You're serious?" "I was serious the day you left. You just didn't see it." She stared at the documents, stunned. "We don't have to do this. We can work on things. I'm ready now." I didn't flinch. "I'm not angry, Eliza. But I'm not rebuilding what you chose to walk away from. That's not how this works." She reached out, her fingers grazing the folder. I was confused. I made a foolish choice. I thought Mark could help me figure things out, but he just reminded me why I left him before. That was the first time she admitted it. Mark wasn't just a coworker. He was an ex, someone from her past she'd gone back to. She'd never told me that in 6 years. Just Mark from work. "So, while I was here trying to make sense of it, you went back to your ex," I said. "I panicked," she whispered. "I didn't know how to talk to you. You're always so calm, Daniel. I didn't think you'd fight for us." "That's the thing," I said. "You mistook my calm for indifference. It was patience. I needed to see who you were when you thought I wasn't looking." Her face tightened. "So you've been planning to leave me this whole time?" "No. I was planning to survive you." Her voice cracked. "What about therapy? 1 session. We owe that to what we had." I stood. "You owed that before you walked out." She looked up, eyes wide. "You're really doing this?" "I already did. You just didn't notice." She sat, dazed, then stood, clutching the folder like it could steady her. "I guess this is it," she said. I nodded. "It was for me 3 weeks ago. This is just the paperwork." She left without looking back. No hug, no tears, just the sound of her footsteps and a car door closing. That was the last time she stepped into my home. But not the last time I thought about how easily she'd walked away. 2 months have passed since she signed. No appeals, no late-night calls, just a scanned copy from her lawyer. Silence. The house no longer feels like a remnant of us. It's mine. I replaced the comforter, donated her favorite armchair, removed that mountain painting she adored. She said it represented freedom. I always saw it as cluttered. I didn't make a show of it. No social media posts, no big declarations. I moved forward, quietly, intentionally. Eliza hasn't reached out, not even a text. Sometimes I notice her viewing my stories. That's enough. I don't need her apologies or a dramatic closure. The truth nobody talks about is how freeing it feels to stop waiting for someone to choose you and start choosing yourself. 2 weekends ago, I drove south, no plan, no map. I found a small town with a quaint cafe and a bookstore. I spent hours there reading, scribbling notes. A woman named Sarah struck up a conversation, praising the novel I was holding. We talked about new beginnings, how healing happens quietly, not loudly. We exchanged numbers, no expectations, just something real and simple. On the drive home, I realized Eliza hadn't crossed my mind all weekend. Not what she was doing, not if she missed me. She'd faded into the background of a life that finally felt aligned. This wasn't about revenge or victory. It was about waking up, making coffee, and not bracing for a door to slam. It was about being a version of myself no longer shaped by someone else's choices. Last Saturday, I ran into her at the grocery store, near the frozen aisle. I was grabbing corn. She was reaching for almond milk. We both paused. "Hey," she said, her voice faint. "Hey," I replied. We stood there, the world bustling around us. "You look well," she said. "Thanks. You too." It wasn't true, but I sensed she needed the kindness. She glanced at my cart. "Cooking for someone?" "Just me." I smiled. She nodded, hesitant. "I keep thinking about that last morning," she said. "You were so composed. I thought you'd lose it, shout, fight." I shrugged. "That's not how I fight." She gave a tired laugh. "I see that now." Silence stretched between us. She shifted, like she wanted to say more but couldn't find the words. "You happy?" she asked finally. I paused, letting the quiet speak first. "Yeah," I said. "I am." She offered a small smile, not bitter, not regretful, just quiet. "That's good." No hug, no let's catch up. We nodded and went our separate ways. That night I cooked risotto, played Miles Davis, ate on the couch with the bowl in hand, like my college days. It hit me. The man she left would have clung to that grocery store moment, dissecting it, imagining different outcomes. But I just finished my meal, watched a movie, and slept deeply, like someone with nothing left to prove. The story didn't end in heartbreak. It ended in peace.